Hello everybody, this is the Crystal Guardian here to do another tarot reading for the collective. We're going to call on our guides, guardians, spirit, ancestors. Please give us your divine guidance and wisdom. Anything we need to know in this reading today. Anybody sending negative energies our way, please return them back to the sender. We ask this in the name of the Most High. Thank you. Okay, so we already had Narcissist come out. This narcissist is playing around again. Keep getting narcissist coming out. Okay, so let's see. We have clingy coming out in the reverse. This is old ex, dead relationships, old ways. It came out in the reverse. We have smell the roses, slow down, take time for you, get out in nature. We have running, escape, denial, excuses. We have waves, emotions, worry, and fear. Okay, let's get a couple more. Okay, we have sipping, rumors, gossip, nosy. We have recharge coming out in the reverse. It says breathe, let go, clear your mind. It's coming out in the reverse though. And then we have legal coming out in the reverse. Court, lawyers, paperwork. So let's see. Let's just get a couple more. Apology. It says arrogant, rash actions, insincere. And then we have daydreaming, head in the clouds, delusions, hopes, and dreams. Okay. So, I feel like you were in some kind of connection with a narcissist. Now, this could be a past person. This can also be a friend or family member. With the clingy being out, it says old exes, dead relationships, old ways. I feel like you're not clinging on to this person anymore. If this person was a narcissist, they would have had you trapped in a toxic cycle where they would love bomb you, devalue you, discard you, and then hoover you right back into the same situation to repeat the same cycle over and over again. And each time it will get worse and worse. That you go back, every time you go back, this person, this narcissist, will escalate their abuse towards you. So I feel like you possibly could have clung on to this person in the past just because of I'm trying to think of the way to say this, the toxic cycle that they had you trapped in, where you felt like you were codependent on this person. I feel like you're stepping away from that energy now. You're not clinging on to this anymore. You're now stopping and smelling the roses. You're taking time for yourself. You're getting out in nature. You're slowing down. With the running being out here, I feel like you're escaping this person. You're no longer clinging to them. You're running from them at this point. Any apologies that this person's given you, they're going to be insincere. If this person is a narcissist, chances are they never even did apologize. And if they did apologize, it was a manipulation tactic. It was insincere. It would be more the kind of apology like, sorry you felt that way, not sorry I fucked you over. Because like I said, if this person is a narcissist, they're arrogant. They're not going to apologize. If they do apologize, it's going to be just to manipulate you. It isn't going to be a sincere apology. With waves being here, it says emotions, worried, fear. You might be healing from this narcissistic abusive relationship, but there are times where these emotions and waves will still hit you. When you're with a narcissist, they kind of rewire your brain. They keep you in these toxic cycles where you're going back and forth. They oscillate between love bombing you and, like I said, devaluing you, um, and discarding you, like emotional abuse, putting you down, doing things intentionally to hurt you, and then gaslighting you to make it feel like it was your fault. So you're constantly, your brain is like, your body is just going back and forth between dopamine and cortisol. And it almost creates like a toxic chemical dependency, almost like a drug in your body, that alternating switching back and forth between the dopamine and the cortisol. The dopamine from when they are love bombing you, and the cortisol from when they're stressing the fuck out of you. So it's very hard to get out of these relationships. It's very hard to not cling to these relationships. So even if you got out, even if you're now running from this person and you're stopping to smell the roses, you still will most likely have these waves of emotion, just because it's almost like a drug addict detoxing from a drug, because that's what these chemicals basically are like in your system. This dopamine cortisol cycle of going back and forth, it rewires your brain chemistry. So it's not easy to get over. So if you are moving on and healing from a situation like this, I commend you. It's very difficult. You will have these waves where you feel fine, where you are focusing on yourself, stopping to smell the roses, where you are recharging, you're clearing your mind. Then something will hit you, a memory or something like that. It could be at any point in time, something will just come in and hit you like a ton of bricks, where you're looking back at the situation and you've gained distance from it, from letting this person go, running from this person. But it'll be like all of a sudden some memory from months before, years before, something this person said or did to hurt you, now that you've gotten distance and gained this perspective, will hit you like a freaking ton of bricks. And you'll be like, that fucker, that is what they did that for. That was a manipulation. That was abuse. They told me this. That was a lie. And that's when these waves will come and hit you. And it's usually when you're gaining distance from these people, something will just pop into your head. It could be in the middle of the night. It could be when you wake up. It could be as you're lying in bed going to sleep. And he'll just be like, that's why they did that. That fuck. And that's when these waves of emotion will hit you. I went off on kind of a tangent here. With the sipping here, rumors, gossip, nosy, I'm feeling like if this was a narcissist, I feel like they're probably now smearing your name. That's why this is out here. The rumors, gossip, and nosy. They will run a smear campaign on you, even while you're still in a relationship with them. They'll go to their friends, their family, their coworkers, and talk about you like you are the worst person on the planet. And they're setting this up, basically, this smear campaign before they even end things with you, just so that when you break up with them or they break up with you, they don't look like the bad guy. Um, and once you do end things with a narcissist, the smear campaign will get even worse. Now, with recharge here being in the reverse, it says breathe, let go, clear your mind. You might be having a hard time. You are trying to stop and smell the roses. Take time for yourself. Slow down. Get out in nature. This is saying get out in nature. I feel like that is a good thing to do. The weather's getting nicer now. It would be good for you to get out in nature, ground yourself in nature. Um, you do have to recharge. You might be having a hard time letting go. You might be having a hard time clearing your mind. Just know you have to recharge yourself. Take time to breathe, meditate, clear your mind. Deep breathing is good. Um, what I do, it's called vagal breathing. You breathe in for a count of 4. You hold your breath for a count of 4. You breathe out for a count of 8. And then you hold your breath at the bottom of the exhale for 4 more. The main thing with vagal breathing is to breathe in for so many seconds. If you can't do 4 and 8 right away, you could do 2 and 4. it's basically to exhale twice as long as you're inhaling. Now, with the legal being here in the reverse, this could be because you're going through a divorce with this person. You're going through some kind of legal situation. If not a divorce, you could have children with this person. Be trying to set up a custody agreement, child support, things like that. With it being in the reverse, this might have already happened. You might have already gone through this legal separation with this person, or you haven't gone through it yet. Usually with a card like this, if it's in the reverse, it's either something that's coming in, or it's usually something in the past though. So you might have already gone through this legal separation. The other thing with it being in the reverse is this person or you could be fighting going through this actual legal separation. Like, you might be separated from each other but not legally. One of the two of you could be holding out from going through this court system to actually legally separate from each other. And then with the daydreams being here, it says head in the clouds, delusion, hopes, and dreams. So, I mean, at times you might feel like you're delusional. You're not delusional. If you dealt with a narcissist, you're not delusional. This person would have gaslighted you into believing that you were delusional, that all the blame lied with you, but it doesn't. Hold on to your hopes and dreams. Don't give up your dreams. Sometimes we need to have our head in the clouds. Sometimes we need to just stop and smell the roses. Focus on yourself. Love yourself. Give yourself care. If you feel like you need to take a break, take a break. Recharge. Even if you feel like you're overwhelmed and you can't, work on letting go. Work on clearing your mind. Make time for yourself. I know it's hard if you're working and you have kids to try to just slow down, stop, smell the roses, take time for yourself. But give yourself compassion, give yourself grace. Try to refocus on what your hopes and dreams are without this person being in your life, because I'm sure you did have hopes and dreams before you met them. They probably squashed them. So try to think about back. You could have been with this person for years. Try to think about back before you were with them. What did you want out of life? What did you enjoy doing? Because a narcissist will stop you from doing anything you enjoy. They just want the focus to be entirely on them. So under the narcissist, okay, we do have the Chariot coming out. So I feel like you did get away from this person. You are now moving on to your victory and success with the Six of Wands coming out here. Justice will be in your favor. If you haven't gone through these legal proceedings yet, justice will be in your favor. And this person with the Six of Pentacles being in the reverse, this person never gave you equal give and take. But that's about to come to an end, because you will have justice. You will go on to victory and success after you jumped on this Chariot and got the hell away from them. Okay, so why is clingy here in the reverse? I feel like you know clingy's here in the reverse because you know you have to get away, but it is hard. And maybe in the past you did cling to this person. Okay. So we have the King of Wands coming out. Now and the Emperor. Now I feel like the King of Wands came out and upright, but I feel like if they're a narcissist, they're going to be a King of Wands in the reverse. They're going to be an emotional manipulator. They're going to be a very manipulative person. With the Emperor coming out, now this could be your energy, be whether it's a man or a woman. Take it as it resonates. I feel like you're gaining your stability now. You're looking ahead with the Two of Wands. You're focused on the future. You're putting the past behind you. You're no longer falling for this person's illusions with the hermit, with the moon here. This person sold you a lot of illusions. They came in either posing as a king of wands or an emperor, but I feel like they were really a king of wands in the reverse. They were a manipulative person. They could have been a emperor in the reverse as well, like a tyrant. I feel like the emperor is now your energy, though, that you're moving into this divine masculine energy, whether you're a man or a woman. And chances are, even if you are a woman, you would have been put in your masculine energy because this person would have left everything up to you. The whole household would have fell on you. All the responsibilities would have fell on you. We already saw with the Six of Pentacles in the reverse that there was no equal give and take from this person. So, like I said, all the responsibilities of the house, of children, of anything like that, the whole relationship would have fallen on you. So you, even if you were a woman, would be in your masculine energy after dealing with this person. And like I said, Two of Wands, you're now putting the past behind you. You're looking forward to the future. You're not falling for this person's illusions anymore with the moon being out here. And then with the Hermit in the reverse, this person is somebody who never self-reflects. They never go in, they never do internal work on themselves. They don't self-reflect. They're just full of lies and bullshit. And I feel like you've had enough with their lies and their bullshit. I feel like you are in the Hermit and Upright where you're going in, you're doing the self-healing, you're doing the work. But this person was not the kind of person that ever reflected on any of their own actions. They just like to toss the blame onto you. Okay, why is smell the roses out here? It says slow down, take your time, get out in nature. Okay. See. All right. So here's what we have. Five of Cups. So this person is now sitting in regret, this past person, because they were in double energy. You've put them in the past with the Six of Cups being here, and now you're moving on to find balance and fulfillment when Temperance being here. So you're now smelling the roses. You could have also been in this Five of Cups energy of regret after dealing with this person who was in devil energy. They probably literally felt like you were with the devil. You put this person in the past, the Six of Cups being here, and now you're going in and you're finding your balance again. You're taking your time. You stop to smell the roses and you're finding your inner peace and your inner balance with Temperance being here. Okay, what is running here? It says escape, denial, excuses. And I feel like this person would give you a lot of excuses too. Okay. So we have the Six of Swords here. So you're sailing on to calmer waters, getting away from this person. You're literally running from this person. So you've sailed on the Six of Swords to calmer waters. This person with the Five of Pentacles being here feels like you left them out in the cold. They could have also left you out in the cold. They could have tried, if you were married and you're going through like a legal separation and this person's a narcissist, they're going to try to fight you tooth and nail to leave you with nothing. So you might have had to sail on to calmer waters. You might have had to leave everything behind in order to get away from this person. You might have had to leave your house, leave your money, lose out financially to get away from this person. But with the Two of Pentacles being here, you are going to come back into balance. Even if you did have to walk away in this Five of Pentacles energy where you've lost out on things, like I said, it could have been finances, cars, houses, but business. You are going to gain back your financial stability. You are going to have balance with the Two of Pentacles being here. And with the Three of Pentacles being here, you are going to find new people to collaborate with, whether this is a relationship or a business partnership or just a soul tribe of friends that are on your level that you can collaborate and heal with. You are going to get back what you lost. because you are getting balance in your life with the Two of Pentacles, and you will be collaborating with somebody new, whether that's a new romantic partner or a new business partner or a new friend group. You're running away. You've sailed onto these calmer waters, and new things. It might come in slowly with the Two of Pentacles, but it will come in. Okay, why is apology out here? This person could come back in with this fake apology to try to suck you back up into this relationship again, with this Ace of Cups being here. This is usually like a romantic proposal. I feel like they might come back in. They might be trying to avoid this legal, whatever's going on here legally, whether it's a separation, divorce, child support, whatever. So they might come in because they're trying to avoid these legal repercussions with this apology. But like I said, it's going to be arrogant and insincere. They might come in offering you a new beginning with this Ace of Cups here. But with the World being here, I feel like this cycle has been closed out. Judgment is here in the upright. You've called judgment on this situation. You've closed this cycle out. I don't think you're interested in any new beginnings with this person. And with the Nine of Swords being here, this person had you in a lot of anxiety. They had you up at night because with the Seven of Swords, this person was a sneak, a liar, a thief. They had you trapped in your head, up at night, full of anxiety and fear. Now judgment is being called. The cycle is closing out, and I don't see you looking to have an Ace of Cups, a brand new beginning with this person. You might be having an Ace of Cups elsewhere, but with the apology being out here, I feel like this person is going to come in with some kind of love offer saying, oh, let's start over, let's have a new beginning. But like I said, they want to trap you back up. A narcissist will trap you in these same repeated cycles over and over, and each time they'll escalate and get worse and worse. So the cycle has been closed out now. I feel like you've closed this cycle out. You're running from this person. Judgment's been called. You're no longer letting this sneaky fuck put you in the headspace of anxiety, depression, and insomnia. Now, with waves being out here, let's see why waves are out here. Okay. Yeah, they're going to come in with the Knight of Cups. We saw the Ace of Cups. This is pretty much what I said. They're going to come in with some half-assed romantic offer rushing in towards you after they broke your heart. Now, with the waves here, every time this person comes back your way, you might feel these waves of emotion. Like, you might feel like you're getting over it, you're starting to let it go, and then they pop back up in your energy, offering you some bullshit, trying to contact you with some bullshit story just to trap you back up in your head, just so you have to keep reliving this heartbreak that you went through because of this person. With the Five of Swords being here in the reverse, this person is a backstabber. I feel like it's in the reverse because you see them for who they are now. Five of Swords is somebody who will betray you, stab you in the back. I feel like you are going in and working on yourself, doing self-healing at this point. Don't beat yourself up when these emotions come up. When these waves of emotions come up after dealing with this person, like I said, have grace for yourself. Give yourself grace. Know that this is normal to happen after a relationship like this. Don't beat yourself up. Just give yourself the comfort that you would give to somebody that you cared about. This was going on with your sister, brother, your son, your daughter, your best friend. Give yourself the same grace that you would give to any of them if they were going through this situation. But I feel like with the Four of Swords, you are going in, you are healing from this heartbreak. You're going internal. If you have to journal, meditate, do a cord cutting, do grounding meditations, go sit out in nature. We did see that going out in nature here with the smell of the roses. Take time out for yourself. Okay, why is sipping here? I feel like this is going to be a long reading. Okay. All right. So sipping is here with the Ace of Wands. This is about passionate new beginnings going on elsewhere. And then the Two of Cups in the reverse. I feel like I said with this, if this person's a narcissist, they're going to smear you. They're going to be watching you, trying to see what you're doing. They're going to be lying and making up stories about you. I feel like with these cards that I'm looking at, they're going to go around telling people that you never loved them, with the Two of Cups being here in the reverse, that this was all your fault, that you never loved them, you never cared about them, that you were going around, if you were a man, if you are a man, that they're going to go around telling people you were waving your wand all over town, sticking it everywhere. If you are a woman, I feel like they're going to say like you were out screwing a bunch of other guys, chasing wands, that you never really loved them. And with the Eight of Pentacles being here, I feel like they're going to say they put in all the hard work on the relationship while you were out here chasing down Peen. And how they put in all this hard work and effort into this relationship, and you were just for the streets, basically. I don't even know how to word that. What I wanted to say, I probably shouldn't say on YouTube. But that's what they're going to go around telling people, how they were the ones trying to work on this relationship, that you never loved them, that you were out cheating on them. And that's why those are falling under the sipping. Okay, so let's see. We got recharge in the reverse. So I just want to get more. Okay. All right. So I feel like with the recharge in the reverse, I feel like you're having a hard time letting this go. I feel like you don't have time for yourself, that you have to put in all this work, that you have to work to get ahead, because we did see that Five of Pentacles here. You might have been left, like I said, at a financial loss after dealing with this person. And I feel like you don't have time to just let go, recharge, and relax. That you have to put in all this work to try to come back up after being left out in this Five of Pentacles energy. With the Page of Swords being here in the reverse, I feel like you feel overwhelmed mentally at times. Like you're trying to do too much, that you feel mentally overwhelmed with the situation. Like you have to work so hard to try to get back to where you used to be. And then with the Ten of Pentacles, you thought this person was going to be your Ten of Pentacles. You thought you were going to have a family legacy with this person, that you were going to have happily ever after. And that didn't happen. So now you feel like you cannot relax. You have to try to do all this work to bring this Ten of Pentacles. If you have children, like you don't want to leave them in a state of lack. So you feel like you have to do all of this, and that you can't let go and just breathe and clear your head, because you have everything on your shoulders. But you do have to try to let go a little bit, because if you're super stressed, it's not going to help you, and it's not going to help any kids that you have or anything else. Try to find your peace where you can get it, even if it's just in small doses. Okay. Now with legal coming out here, you've walked away with 8 of Cups being here. This is about walking away. Now you could have walked away from this person. They could have walked away from you. With the Page of Wands being here in the reverse, Page of Wands in the upright is usually like good news and things coming in. You might be reluctant with this legal battle because you feel like things aren't going to go your way. But with the 3 of Cups being here, 3 of Cups is about cause for joy and celebration. So you might be having anxiety over this, walking away from this situation, not knowing where you're going to end up, thinking bad news is going to come in for you in this legal situation. But with the 3 of Cups coming out, this is telling me you have cause for joy and celebration. Okay, now like daydreaming, let's see. Okay. So I feel like you sometimes feel, after being in this 2 of Swords, this is about like a stalemate situation, an impasse. You might feel like you're trapped in your head. But after putting this situation into this 2 of Swords stalemate, you are going to come out of this. We have the 9 of Cups here. This is about wish fulfillment. So you are going to end up having your wishes fulfilled. It might be with somebody new. It might be on your own, because with the 9 of Cups, this is about a single person being here on their own, but their wishes are fulfilled. And I feel like whether you're a man or a woman, you are now in this Queen of Wands energy. This is somebody who's mature, passionate, stable. This can also be about a single parent. So like I said, if you're going through this legal proceedings, it could be because you had a child with this person. But I feel like you're going to move into your own. Okay. So we also had the Queen of Pentacles come out. So I feel like you are going to gain your financial stability, something that you maybe feel like you lost when you separated from this person. So I feel like you are going to gain your financial stability, your independence. You're emotionally mature. You're gaining your freedom. With the Knight of Wands here, I feel like good things are going to come in for you. You just have to kind of relax, let go. Don't stress about this as much as you're stressing about it. Things will work out in the long run, even if they don't feel like they are in the immediate future. They will end up working out for you. You just have to get on this boat and sail away to calmer waters with the 6 of Swords here. Take time for yourself. Take time to recharge, even though you feel like you don't have a lot of free time. Take time to recharge. So that's the reading. If you liked it and it resonated with you, drop a like, comment, or subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.